Anything else from the quiz? Let me think. Number 4, there were actually several kind of answers you could give. The one that had Ella and Pedro, definitely as a comparison. You're comparing Ella and Pedro. So Ella should get her own circle, Pedro should get his own circle, right? And then I want to see like you comparing the number in each so you can show me how many more Pedro has, so how many more Ella would need. Does that make sense? So that is very much a comparison. You could do it in a way that was takeaway, but naturally it kind of follows more the missing addend. But I kind of gave credit either way, as long as the way you set it up matches the method you identified. You guys with me? Okay. Now some of you guys had one where Ella was getting Easter eggs, right? So it wasn't truly comparison because it was her own self, but you could argue, and some people did, she's comparing to where she wants to be, and I love it. In which case, your picture should have had Ella now versus Ella where she wants to be. Does that make sense? So that would be a comparison. You guys kind of with me? So when I say comparison, that means there should be 2 things, at least, that I'm comparing, right? So if I'm comparing Ella and Pedro, and that one, there's a circle for Ella, a circle for Pedro. Right? If I'm comparing Ella now with Ella where she wants to be, a circle for Ella now, a circle for where she wants to be, if you called it comparison. And I still think that one would be mostly missing addend, but again, you could say takeaway. You have 9, take away the 3 she found already, you can see how many she still has to find, right? Let me stop for a minute.
I did, like had missing addend, crossed it out. Put takeaway.
Yeah, and again, I understand because multiple answers could work. It just kind of depended on how you set it up after you identified something. So, if Mark has 5 toys and Billy has 8 toys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the very fun marbles or whatever these are. And then Billy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I ask you, how many more toys does Billy have than Mark? Comparison for sure. So therefore I have 2 circles I can compare. And then how do I actually kind of show the comparison? What I do is show the comparison. Yeah, so here's 5, and here's 5, therefore 3 more. All right, so that's the physical idea. And then you're going to connect that physical idea with what 8 minus 5 means. Right? 8 minus 5 represents that physical idea that you just did. So again, you're always meeting a student where they are. So if you get the really, really young people, they are going to be at a more physical standpoint. So you're trying to meet them with physicality and then introduce the concept that kind of relates to. You guys all with me? Yeah.
Just for another question.
Sure.
So for number 1, for Will, not for Alex.
Oh.
How would you explain like why you're adding the bases instead of like multiplying?
Well, you're not adding the bases, right? You're adding the exponents. Cool. So there's a lot of different ways you can do that. One way is like if I had 3 to the 5th times 3 squared, right? Which nobody had, but everybody had. How can I identify it? You could just write what this means, right? What's 3 to the 5th mean?
3 times 3 times 3 times 3
Times.
3 times.
And then you could, and somebody did this and I missed it. Oh, yeah, but I'm gonna give it, so underneath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threes. It would just become like a counting, right? And this is really what it's all based on. Why did we invent exponents? If I have the same number repeated so many times, I just want a quick way to tell somebody, I'm not gonna write 83s, I'm gonna write 3 to the 80th power. And everybody else knows, oh, that means 83s in a row, right? And we're like, thank you for not writing that. I don't want to see that. You guys with me? That's not the only way to explain it, but it's a pretty good way to explain it. So how many mistakes were made in that problem?
2.
Yeah, 2. And I need both of them addressed, right?
it states 2 plus 3 plus 5, and then 7 plus 3 equals 10, all in base 8, is she correct? Can we,
Yeah. So again, this is shown up a lot of times in the homework. But what's the idea behind this? So if I come back, let's do a problem in our base for a moment to fully understand the concept. So then we can go to freaky ass base 8. So if I had to add these together, how would you do it? Or let me do this. What's a nice way to add those together? Kind of a quicker way.
Make 10.
Yeah, make 10. Why make 10? Because the base here is 10. You guys got it. 1 plus 9 is the number 10, represented by the numeral 10. Is this cool?
yes.
Okay. So if I do that first, adding 10 to something is easy as shit. Fantastic. So if I have a different base, let's say 11 base 12 plus 4 base 12. What do I need to give 11 to make it become the base in this case? 1. So if I give,
Did you write that?
sorry?
The 11, isn't that not,
Yeah.
don't you have to use a letter?
No, okay.
Cause you said you have to give it 1 to make it the next.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me not use 12. Let's see. I was trying to use a base. I couldn't remember the bases I used on the quiz. I was trying to use one I didn't use. Let's do, I don't think anybody
Do
got
4.
base 7. Okay, let's do that. So what do I need to add to 6 to make it become the base? 1. Okay. So then I can give it that 1. Now real quick, what would this be?
10.
Yeah. So I like, a lot of guys didn't show me the work, but you just said 1 from that would make it 10, and have an extra 3, so it's 13. You said something like that, which is beautiful. You don't have to necessarily show me the math, but the math is actually the kind of quickest way to do it. All right, so this will be 13 base 7, or 1 3 base 7, I should say. Let me stop for a minute. It's just the idea. It's the idea of the quickest way to add any numbers in any base is to say, oh, these two things make the base. That's what we do in base 10. We try to make the base, because that's the quickest way to add those numbers. Yeah, okay. So this is exactly the same as if I had to do 99 plus 7, I can make this 100 plus 6. Same idea. Okay, maybe. So that's shown up in the homework a few times, this idea. Okay. So none of the stuff with the base, you had to do any base work. You didn't have to do any base work. You just had to know the base was whatever it was, and then give it what it needed to become that base.
Can you show that with subtraction?
Well, if I'm subtracting, all right. So I let me make sure I know what you're asking. So you could do like this, 11 base, 1 base 7 minus 3 base 7, right?
How would you do that though?
And this is going beyond what we've done. We never really did this, but just really quickly. I don't know if this is what you mean.
It's on my test. This is 12.
Oh, for question
Okay. If I tell you that 5 base 8 plus 7 base 8 is 1 4 base 8, right?
Oh, I see what you mean by that. Okay.
Then what's 1 4 base 8 minus 5 base 8?
7 base.
7 base 8.
Oh, okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one you didn't have to figure out the
No,
subtraction.
I see
You
what
just
you're
had to turn around the thing I told you. What is this a part of?
4-factor family.
4-fact family. Yeah. I like it. Cool. You would, Jeff. Okay. Okay. I made number 3, so they were each 12 points, except 3A and B were each 6 points. Because I heard that was the part that gave people the most trouble with the basis. And then I ended up curving it like just a little bit. So that's why there's 2 grades on your quiz. The one that's crossed through the one that's crossed through is the old grade, and the one that's in pen is your grade. Okay. Yeah.
So how many points was this for?
Everything I give you is out of 100. Yeah. What?
Because I didn't take it, so.
So the nice thing is, I don't remember if you emailed me or not, but did you email me? All right. So always email me. But what's gonna happen if you miss a quiz? Please just tell me you missed it or whatever. Technically, my rule is if you don't tell me, then too bad. But I'll count the missing quiz grade. I'll put the test grade in place of the missing quiz grade also. So effectively, your next test just counts a little bit more and covers your ass for the one you missed. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't want, if somebody's going to get a 0, I want them to earn that 0. And if you didn't take the quiz, you didn't earn anything. So I'm not going to put a 0 there. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else from the quiz? What have we not talked about yet on the quiz? I think everybody had one that had 0, 1, 2 in it, right? 0, 1, 2. Some of you guys have said show it's not closed under addition.
Oh, yeah.
Some of you guys have said show it's not closed under multiplication. The thing that people forget is what's the idea of closed again?
You have to stay within it to,
If you got multiplication, multiply to numbers in.
Yeah, multiply numbers from the set, and the answer should stay in the set. The thing that people forget is the 2 numbers I multiply don't have to be different. They could be the same number again, right? So here, if you do 0 times 1 and 1 times 2 and 0 times 2, you'll think, Jeff, you're crazy. I'm staying in the set. What's your problem? But what's the one, of course, that's going to do it?
2 times
2 times 2, yeah.
If there was,
All right.
if there was an ellipsis, like, then it would still be open because it would show there's a pattern and it keeps going, so it would be.
Real quick. Can anyone tell me what I would have to add to this? What specific numbers, specific types of numbers I'd have to add to make this closed?
Hold up.
No.
Squares,
I'll close under multiplication, right?
Oh,
squares,
Not really squares.
all whole.
Do I need the number 3 for multiplication to be closed? No. I definitely need 4.
Oh, even numbers.
Do I need
Divisible by
6? Do I need 6?
Yes.
Do I need 6? How do I make 6 from what I got here under multiplication?
Who multiples of 3?
Almost. Powers of 2. Yeah. Don't I need 16 now? You guys see what I'm saying? So if I did this, this is closed under multiplication.
Oh, this is the dot.
I've established a pattern, and if you take any 2 numbers from the set and multiply, you still get a number in that set. You guys with me? And if you look at it this way, isn't this, all right, let me see if you guys are cool with this. This is 0, this is 2 to the 0, this is 2 to the first, this is 2 squared, this is 2 cubed, yes? So if I multiply any 2 elements, am I not gonna get 2 to a power? Isn't that gonna be in the set? That's a little bit beyond what I asked you, but you guys see that? So I wanna be really careful. This does not make it not closed.
okay.
Closed just means if I start in the set and apply an operation, I still stay in the set. I like it. Yes?
Can you show us an example where it has an ellipse but it's not closed?
Oh, hell yeah. Sorry. Alright, so what if I do something like, so here, this is gonna be slightly weird. Let's do, yeah, okay. What about 2, 3, 9, 27, 54. Now, real quick, what does the ellipses mean? What's the pattern that I've set up here?
Keeps
Times
going.
3.
Multiply by 3 each time, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it'd be a little weird because the ellipses would have to go based on the most recent stuff. be a little weird to try to show. Normally, what about this? All right, let me give you a good one. For multiplication, you ready? Let's see, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. No, I'm sorry, 10, 12. Okay. This one's not quite what I want. Let me think. Oh, I know, I got it. Most things with ellipses, they're based on a pattern that you have to set up. So most of those will end up being closed. I don't know if I can, on the spot here, come up with one that wouldn't be. All I would need is somewhere where the pattern is broken. So if I did this, these ellipses kind of are based on this. Yeah. Okay, so it'd have to be really kind of a weird setup for a set. Okay. Anything else from the quiz? So that was definitely beyond what I asked you on the quiz, just to make sure. Okay, so first thing I want to do, if there's no other questions, anything from homework stuff? And just real quick, everybody saw test two. After some help from everybody, I got it on the right day. Okay. I want to show you a few videos. One of them is going to be, well, I'll just see what you think about it. Let's see if I can find it real quick. There it is. That's the best one. That's pretty good. Okay. So we'll do one problem that didn't have cute little kids in it. One video.
Nancy has comments.
Mr. Landlord.
Yeah. All right, real quick, I gotta ask you. Okay. So you guys all know how ancient I am now. We've talked about that a few times. I am not ancient enough to have been alive when these guys were making new shit. All right. Has anybody ever seen this person in the little bowler hat? Does anyone know who that person is? Costello, yes. So these are. I know. This has been colorized, which kind of sucks. It's too bad for me, but. Make sure that I don't capture any of this.
Ignore the 10.
So it's 7 times 13 equals 28. And the really kind of impressive thing is it did it in 3 different ways. And if they just do one little like misapplication of the process, it comes out to be 28. And of course, just make sure you guys didn't miss the context. He was paying for 7 weeks of rent. It was $13 a week then. And he was trying to say it was $28 total, right? 7 times what is 28? 4. And what's 1 plus 3? 4. Yeah. So it would work if I did 7 times 23. I could make that come out to be 35 using the exact same stuff that he did. You guys kind of with me? You guys kind of with me? See. Huh? Oh shit! Oh shit, Jeff. Oh, you've set everybody back.
Put it in the calculator right now.
In each, I'm not going to go through each one, but as you are watching, for example, the last one was really obvious, correct?
Yeah.
It's really obvious on the last one what the mistake was, and of course he wanted the mistake to happen, so he didn't have to owe all the money. But he added up the ones that were showing tens. He represented them as digits, as single digits. Yeah. Okay. But the other ones had similar issues too. Okay. So I just like to show that, just to remind people that there are good stuff from way back when, even before I was born, which is like forever ago. So let me also show you anything else about that. They use that same joke in a few different movies, just in different situations. Okay, so coming back over here, let me see, I don't think I've shown you any of these yet.
All right, I'm going to show you a problem. and I want you to solve it in your head. You can write a few things down if you want, just kind of keep track of whatever you're thinking, but I don't want you to use the typical method, I just want you to solve it in your head.
Okay.
But, first of all, I'm gonna just show you for a few seconds, and then I'm gonna ask you what you know about the answer. All right, even before you get it solved. So I'm just gonna show it to you for a few seconds, there it is. 123, 176. So, what can you tell me about the answer? What do you know about it?
I know it's probably gonna be less than 76 because it's more than half. 76 is more than half.
Okay, all right, very good. It's gonna be less than 76 because 76 is more than half.
So what do you mean by that? I think I still have it on.
Oh, yeah, you just have it on.
Yeah.
It's on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. Well, I use it, so that's important.
No, but I can't